Hello everybody, welcome back to another video, and we are going to open this video with this clip with these learner riders and the instructor at the back, just to show it's not just us cars and our learner cars that get abused or ignored, etc. when we're on the road. Now what we're looking at is a side turning on the left there and the second car in. Learners are coming past, they have the pure priority to keep going, and what does that car do there? Can see them, of course, or can it? And literally just pulls out right in front of that learner rider. He wasn't entirely sure what he should be doing there, and then ended up scooting past. And that basically is about as poor as it gets, where observation goes and courtesy to other road users. That car had no right to pull out there whatsoever, but did anyway, nevertheless. And like I say, it's not just us cars that get it in the neck. Anyway, okay, let's look at the next one. Okay, this is an interesting clip. We're coming up to a crossroads further down the road, and we are turning right at that crossroads. And you can see one car in the distance that's turning right. Everybody else there is going straight on. Now, because they got the red light, we filter past these cars because no one's coming up the road, and we time it well. We don't go too quick, we take it nice and easy. The lights then go green, but by this time we're already back on our side of the road and negotiate that quite well. Timing is key there when you're doing that sort of thing, and there's no reason that you shouldn't be able to do it at all and filter and then make a nice right turn. Now the point of the clip is what goes on behind us when we do that particular maneuver, because somebody else decides they want to do the same thing. So if you look at it when we're going down the road, it's that second car back, that black van, it's right on the white line, and as we then make the maneuver, as you can see, he or she is watching us at this moment in time and thinking, oh wow, you know, they're making progress there. But the difference is we planned it, we looked and we assessed it. Now as you'll see, that vehicle now pulls out, but now you've got cars coming. It's pulled out right in oncoming cars. Not a particularly good idea at all, and it's almost forced everybody going down that road there to avoid them as they come down. And do you know what the worst thing about that was? He's not even coming our way. He had no intention of turning right, that was to push in, and there he goes, straight past. Okay, this clip here, in my opinion, is the epitome of a selfish driver that doesn't plan, doesn't much care for his fellow motorist. As we're going down the road here, we're in a dual carriageway, and we're doing 40. I know people are passing us while they're just speeding. You know, that happens all the time. But as we're going down here, this will go into one singular lane. It even tells you there on that sign, it's narrowing into one. So there's plenty of warning for it. It does let you know. And we have this white BMW that seems to ignore all of that altogether. You can see that's where it ends. It now goes into a singular lane, and then we got this car very late passing us, and it pushes us towards the curb. My pupil has to tweak over, and you'll see when they pass, the pupil readjusts and gets back to the central part of the road again. Totally and utterly unnecessary. Now you saw the gap there between when the cars are passed, especially that black car that was now passing. There was a massive gap, and you see the BMW in the outer lane, and as it's coming down, it's not making any massive progress at all. There's a huge gap, and if it wanted to pass us, well, do it now. Do it while you've got the time and in the correct place. It just hovers there, look, hovers until they suddenly realise that it's gone into a singular lane, and then they increase the speed, and we're now in a single lane. The white line is gone in the middle of the road, and then they push us over towards the curb so they can actually get past. And overall, that's just pretty poor in my opinion. Okay, in this clip here, this one is about observation, or should I say the lack of it. You've got a car behind us, about as close as we'd like. The camera always doesn't do it justice, but anyway, we're in a 20, and behind the car is a motorbike. Now the motorbike's driving or riding rather well at the moment. He's moving out the outside because he's obviously looking to filter, as most bikes generally do, even if they do slightly go over the speed limit. As we're coming up to a bend here, this car is fully intent on just trying to get past the learner at all costs, and doing so not paying attention to anything going on around them, especially the bike behind, as you'll see shortly. We go around a bend here, the bike is looking to pass the car in front of them. They move out accordingly, and the car is paying no attention to that bike or their mirrors, because as you see at this point, the bike has moved out and the car then just guns it, and the bike has to respond to that. There you go, it sees him moving out, he brakes. Good actions on the bike, of course, because that could have been a hell of a lot worse if that bike would have went, because the car wasn't paying attention to his mirrors before moving out. Okay, a couple of things in this clip here. Coming up to yet another crossroads, and watch the lights ahead. They change to amber, and we all know what that means. Stop unless it's unsafe to do so. This car here, how far back is he? How slow is he going? He's not interested in stopping at that red light whatsoever. This is all becoming more and more common practice, of course. And the higher risk, eventually these things will go wrong, as invariably they do. Okay, what we're looking at next is this cyclist that's pulled up and is waiting to go across the road. Now, I ain't picking on him, that's for sure. I actually sympathise. That's why I've actually added this clip in. He's waiting there patiently, even a little bit on his phone, but he's waiting there patiently to go across the crossing. So we're crossing now, and the reason I put this clip in is he does lots of looking. Fair play to the man. But, you know, he's going the same speed as us. It's hard to pass bikes these days. And if he's going the same speed, we're not going to try and pass him whatsoever. But I sympathise in the fact that look at the weaving he's got to do, avoid the crap in the road and the holes in the pits. And the difference between him and us, if he hits one of those on his bike, he's going to come a cropper. So he's got to weave in and out to avoid these. And it's really harsh for cycles on the road these days, not just looking out for inconsiderate drivers, but having to work around these holes in the road. Yeah, fair play to the man. Okay, what we're looking at here is a Burke and a Merc, the guy behind us who chooses to pass us at probably the most inopportune time. Keep left. It's quite clear what he should be doing at this point. And he's got hash markings coming up as well, and that's the moment he chooses to literally gun it past us down the road. We're keeping up with the speed limit, as we generally try to when it's safe to do so. If we have a look at the front view of this now, you'll see how this sort of pans out different. There's the first marking, keep left, then it goes into hash markings. Loads of signs on the left, there's a junction coming up. That's when he chooses to pass, and note that he can't get back quick enough. He's in a right only there lane. Just as well, one of those cars wasn't looking to turn right. Hey, that would have been very, very awkward indeed at that speed as he disappears into the distance. Just another awful driver on the road that the likes of my learner have to pay attention to. Simple little clip this. Private hire coming behind us, pressurising my learner, making hand gestures, flashing their lights there, telling us to get on with it, basically telling us to go. And this does put pressure on learners when they get this sort of intimidation coming up behind. And he's very, very close. As I always say, the cameras don't always do it justice, how close people actually are when they're doing that. So, you know, my pupil now at this time feels under pressure because of this car, but I'm going to let it run, because when we go into the road, you'll just kind of see how busy this is, and how dare he decide when he thinks we should go. We'll go and we'll move when it's safe to do so. So as we go into the road now, you'll actually see there's quite a lot of traffic there going on. So they took the right moment to actually go. Okay, this clip's a car moment. I saw this when I was on a lesson pulled over, and I do believe this is a very nice, good looking TR6. As I recollect, very nice indeed, looks in good condition. Lovely convertible, look at that. Ah, God, I remember them cars on the road. Show me age a bit now. Yeah, very nice indeed. Had to put that in. I just like some of the older cars more than the modern ones, to be honest. Right, okay, let's move on. Crossroads again, van looking to turn right. You can see them here, and as we're coming up, should they have gone, What do you reckon? I think not. They made us brake, they made us slow down, and then we had to re-accelerate again. It's one of those moments I had to sort of slightly tap the brake there from the learner, because well, like I always say, the camera doesn't sort of do it justice. That was a bit closer than it looked, but we did have to slow down, we did have to brake, and we have to be very careful in those situations, because sometimes they turn even later than that. Now on that, this is something pretty similar actually. When you come to bends, we're just going around a right hand bend, but when you come up to a left hand bend, you may always have a tendency, got to be aware of people doing this, and that's cutting the corner. It wasn't too much thankfully on that occasion, but I've had worse. And I'm always telling the pupil that when you come up to a left hand bend, be extra cautious and always anticipate somebody coming around that may pinch that corner. Be ready for it, be aware. Okay, we're looking at another van in this clip. Again, something that could be done so much better, and again, lack of consideration for other road users. We're coming up to, you can see the silver van in front of us is pulled out of a right hand junction. It's just done it really, really poorly. I think it could have, if it needed to get out so urgently, it could have done it better than blocking the other side of the road. So everybody's got to go around. It's even partially in a keep clear, of course. If that would have come out straighter and turned sharper, he probably could have got that arse end of that van in without holding everybody up and basically just getting in the way there. So yeah, not brilliantly done at all. But yeah, again, getting more commonplace on the roads. Now in this clip here, we're looking at, yeah, I'm sorry, but another van coming out of a junction, but this time it's probably one of the worst I've seen actually for positioning on the road. Pretty poor, as you will see. Okay, junction's coming up on the left, and here comes the van, and watch the position here. Pretty awful, although they missed time coming out as well in front of us. Yeah, interesting to see what they were thinking of coming out that wide. Anyway guys, thank you for watching the video. Please watch out for those learners on the road, a bit of empathy, and take care of yourself, and I look forward to seeing you on the next video. Take care, bye bye for now.